Hey, what's up, babe?
Hey, Eric. We have to talk something important.
You don't need a critically important reason to visit your lover. What is this you are maybe sounding so important? You can't wait. After all, you know we've done it for some time now, and I really miss you so much.
Hey, please, Eric. Will you listen to me? It is serious. And if you are not interested, I can easily just...
Okay, I'm all ears. Say it, what?
Do you remember last week that I told you I'm feeling funny and I need to see a doctor?
Last week, yes. I remember something like that, yes.
Well, I did. And I was advised to run the tests from the lab. I was there yesterday. I couldn't collect the tests due to other engagements. It is here with me now.
And what?
It is positive.
Positive? What do you mean positive? Does it mean... Am I infected?
No! Not that. How could you?
Okay, what's positive? What do you mean by positive?
It means that I am pregnant. Here it is. Read it.
Is that why you want to pull my head off? Come on, baby. That calls for celebration.
What is that supposed to mean?
Shut up, baby. That calls for celebration. Is that why you are looking so far along? Calls for celebration, baby. It's a very good news, I must say, okay?
Hey.
After all, you are pregnant.
Hey, Eric. Don't put the cat before the horse. We compulsively have to go and see my parents now, and I mean now.
Your parents? A friend that don't want to even set their eyes on me, neither regard me as their own sons-in-law. I'm sure they will just disown you immediately.
That is the more reason we should see them. And yes, that's the more reason you should show your appearance now. With this. They will see reason with it. Okay?
Baby.
We must get married. Yeah. We need that blessing.
Okay, baby. I understand. I know. But let's have the baby first. I'm sure it's going to be a boy.
That was not part of the plan. I don't want to have a shadow-affected look. Let's get married before it becomes evidence to the whole world that little Erica has added herself to the hall of shame.
See, baby, I understand, okay? That is not end of the world. Trust me, I can handle this. I will handle this myself.
Are you sure?
I'm just very, very sure, okay? It calls for celebration. We must celebrate this. Let me get a bottle of wine for it. Hey, baby, I will be right back, okay? Alright.
Celebration.
And you never slept with your little sister, right? Hey, brother, I don't let you go away. Maybe it's magnetic. Like that.
Yeah. How far have you gone with the plans?
Well, so far so good. We are almost done. And your seamstress is still ready with your gun?
Not yet. She said I should come tomorrow. But I tried it on, but it was a little bit tight around the tummy. Your baby won't let the ship set well.
I know. All is my baby all the time. Huh? Okay, I've heard you.
Yeah? John called. He said he has made some contact about the photograph and video coverage.
Photograph and video coverage. I think that will be necessary for now. Because as it may let the cat out of the bag. And remember, year 2 or 3, I gather no extra person.
What do you mean? Won't you invite people to our wedding? Your parents and friends? Won't they be there?
My dear. See, listen. That will be too luxury on us. We cannot afford. Okay? What we need to do, we just have to do it as quiet as possible. My parents, neither your parents, will be there.
I am not comfortable with this, Eric. What if we are signing and receiving the certificate from the registrar? Who will be the witness?
Baby, you know what? Trust me. I'll take care of this perfectly. Okay? And I promise you, the white wedding shortly will come very soon. Okay?
Promise.
Promise. Cross my hands.
When in doing so, that will be very careful. Very, very careful.
Mama, where is my son?
And where do you think you are going to?
To my husband's house.
I say, over my dead body, you are not going back to that woman Napa. I forbid it.
Mama, you know that is not true. Eric is not a woman Napa. Just that things are not yet smooth.
Shut up your mouth! When will things be okay? He's not serious!
When will things be smooth for him? Is it after you might have produced 20 children? Eh? But Mama, he came here last week to carry us home. What did he get? Did you not embarrass him by locking him outside the gates? Eh? Assuming I knew he was the one outside there, you couldn't have stopped me.
Carry you to where? Is that what we're talking about here? As far as I'm concerned, he's not welcome here until he has come to legalize the marriage.
Look, brother, Eric and I are legally married.
Who handed you over to him as wife?
Wow.
As far as we are concerned, you are not yet married until that Erickson comes to pay something on your head. Keep this. On no occasion should you give it to her.
Trust me, Mama, I won't.
Erica, my daughter.
Yes, Papa.
You don't have to worry yourself. Just relax. If this so-called husband of yours, if he really cares about you, he will come and legalize your bride price. Is this not what I've been telling you? I've been calling him to come for it. He will not budge.
Papa.
There is more to it than meet the eyes.
Papa, Eric is not that type. Besides, he came here last week. But Mama could not go allow him to enter the premises.
Was he here to pay your bride price? If he was, he wouldn't come alone. He was only here to snatch you away again.
Erica, my daughter, I will not blame your mother.
Papa, this is so unfair.
Erica! You know you are the pride of this family. And you know how we labor to educate you. Please, don't let tongues start wagging over us in shame. Oh. Please, my daughter, I am begging you in the name of your father. Let's do it this way.
Talk of the devil.
Hello? Hello? You can see. He has cut the call.
Imagine.
Is this the man you want to bring to me as my son-in-law?
Ask her for me, oh.
Papa, Mama, give me my phone, oh. Give me my phone. Eric might not know who was on this end, though. Hey, please give me my phone so he won't start thinking that I'm with another man.
Woman, enough is enough. What is even wrong with you? As far as I've said on this matter, my decision is final. Let me tell you, this stealer of child of yours you call the husband, if he really loves you, he will have to come, and when he comes, we are going to talk as men ought to talk. And concerning this matter, this is the last I will hear it in this house from you until he comes to legalize your bride price. Period.
Yes.
I've told you, it's going on.
Viewers out there, hope you had a lovely time watching that drama. It was organized by the Christ Life International Family Foundation and it was titled The Mirage. I am still your host, S.A. Godwin, and you are welcome to the program Decisions. Today in the studio, I have guests with me who are going to provide solutions to the questions realized from this drama. I have with me the presiding Bishop of Rema Place Ministry, Warri. He is Bishop Emmanuel Ufa. Sir, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you very much, Essie.
Also next to him is Deaconess Joy Alakba. She is a teacher by profession. Ma'am, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
You know, just watching that drama, I coined something from that. In the mind's eye of the average African parent, you see a vision of a big dream for their children, but sometimes this dream consumes them and they don't know when they make errors. Judging from that drama, Reverend Ufwa, how do you think parents' attitude should be when suitors come around to marry their daughters?
Straight away, I find a lot of faults in the attitude of the parents we just watched. Sometimes you have to give room for mistakes in life.
Yes.
The way you respond to mistakes is what either makes or mar the person who made the mistake. In the case of this family, I think the parents' reaction or attitude was rather overbearing, not making or creating any allowance for human factor. That's my opinion.
Okay, Deaconess Alakba, what do you have to say about this parents?
Well, to add to that, I think parents should learn to be accommodating to some extent.
Okay.
When a suitor is coming, from what we watched, there's an indication that actually they wanted to get married.
Okay.
So, parents should be able to create that atmosphere once a child is up to the age of marriage. That person, and they come to you, don't just begin to drive them or create situations that make it look difficult and clumsy. You could see the man saying, right from the onset when he met the parents of this girl, they were not all that receptive, and it ought not to be. Once your child have come of age and you've done the necessary, the child is already educated, all as a parent you've handed over to this child. When suitors, people begin to come in, there should be that warm atmosphere for the person to be able to express himself, whether he's willing or not, whether he has money. There should be that reception in the first instance.
Okay. And Deaconess Joy, how best can you describe the personality of Eric?
Well, Eric as a person, I think, is actually somebody who wants to do the right thing. He actually had the mind of doing the right thing, but he's not been given the opportunity. He's not been given the allowance. All fingers are not equal. If actually this man he's been coming to the home and has the mindset of actually marrying your daughter, then call him. Let Allah give him the opportunity to express himself. Let him, tell his problem and think of how to get out of it. Find solution for him, not just looking at him and sizing him and say, oh, this one is not ready for marriage. You understand? You don't put roadblocks on the way of people. Just give them the opportunity to express themselves.
Bishop Ufa, the young man came once, and after being embarrassed by the mother, he didn't come again, and the next thing was a secret court marriage. Do you think that was a proper and a responsible act?
Let us not forget that Eric made a mistake, a colossal mistake. In the first place, let's assume these are Christians, all right? And even if they were not Christians, in our own culture, it is out of place for a man and a woman who are not married legally to actually engage in sex.
Okay.
In those days, it was condemned in the village. I don't know of now. Our culture condemns it. Our culture forbids it as Africans, if we are sincere. And then not talk of being Christians. That becomes an additional responsibility on us. So Eric made a mistake for putting Erica in a family way without being legally married to her. I'm sure again that was what put the parents of Erica off.
Yeah.
The bride didn't do well. But I also believe in dying in mistakes.
Okay.
If you make a mistake and you realize you've made one, what you do, you jump out of it and move on in life. So the bride didn't do well. So for the parents to react the way they did, I don't 100% blame them. Alright? And then for Eric to go ahead and do a secret court registry marriage, I condemn it.
Okay.
In all its entirety. That is emotional fraud.
Okay, I heard someone who said that the court marriage is more important than the three kinds of marriage we know: white wedding.
Not without the parental consent.
Okay.
That's my problem there. It's not wrong to do to marry the registry. It's very, very acceptable in society, Nigerian society, for example, but not without the consent of the father and the mother of the girl. What he did was against tradition. Okay. It was a sin against the parents of the girl and a sin against society.
All right. So, him committing that act, does that give the parents the right to hold their daughter hostage?
You see, people have ways of reacting to issues differently. If I were in the shoes of those parents, I may even do worse.
Okay.
So I don't want to blame them 100%. But at the same time, they overreacted.
Okay, viewers out there, stay glued to your TV. We will have more on this when we return from this short break.
For advert placements, contact us via advert@ColonyProject.com.ng or +234 809 512 5565.
All right, welcome back to the program. Still talking about the personality of Eric. Deaconess Joy Alakba. This young man was embarrassed by the parents. The next thing he did was to go for a secret court marriage, and the parents held their daughter hostage. He was embarrassed when he came to take his family back. And also he tried to call them, but they called the lady, but the lady's phone was seized. And after 13 months, he just moved out. What can you coin from this young man's attitude? Is he a fighter or is something else?
Okay, I think he acted wrongly as far as I'm concerned.
Okay.
Because from the onset, the deed has been done. He has actually offended the family.
Okay.
All he needed to do was to continuously appeal to that family so that he can do the right thing. I don't see what he did was just too bad. Take a look at the wife, so to say. Here she was, trying to defend her husband.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the reason he hasn't come, because he has no money. But then, at the end of the day, after all those defense, she secretly goes to look for him, and he is nowhere to be found, which is quite wrong. If you're serious, you don't call parents on phone. If you're actually serious.
No, he was actually calling the lady.
Yes, that's true. But at the same time, you should have left. He would have kept coming to that family, no matter what, because that's his own family. He doesn't have another one.
Yes.
He has 2 or 3 kids already. The woman is pregnant. Well, where else do you want to go? Yes, he wasn't patient enough at all. That ought not to be, because you have put that girl into confusion of her life. Here she is with her parents trying to defend you as a man, only for you to abscond, which is very, very bad. It's very disheartening. No man, you won't call that person a man. He's not man at all. He's not fit to be a man. If you want to actually have a family, nothing stops you. Okay, coming to the family. Okay, what do you want? Let's table it. Let's talk. It will get to that extent. I think no matter how hard these parents are, if actually they want their daughter, to do the right thing, they will come down to the level with which he wants this thing to be done, and it will be done, for Christ's sake. So he wasn't patient enough, which is not good.
Okay, he wasn't patient enough. What do you have to say about this?
Deaconess, I hope you're not going too feminine.
No.
But I agree with you.
Yes.
To a very large extent.
Okay.
This Eric of a boy claims to love Erica. He approached her for friendship, put her in the family way before marriage, out of wedlock, in the name of love. Had a first child, a second child, and a third pregnancy in the name of love. I think in that same name of love, he should have been patient enough to wait for Erica.
Okay.
Because in the first place, he was the one responsible for all the girl was going through. So why would he have succumbed? I agree with her. He wasn't man enough.
Okay.
He wasn't man. A phone call wasn't enough. He should have gone to the family house to plead with the parents. Give me time. After all, he wanted to do it, but his problem was he didn't have money. It wasn't comfortable enough to shoulder the financial responsibility of the traditional marriage. And all the parents were asking for is, come and pay. They were right. Come and pay the back price that will know she's your wife. And the man absconded, leaving the woman he claimed to love all these years, leaving the children he claimed to love all these years. I don't think Eric acted responsibly.
Okay, apart from Eric acting irresponsibly, judging from those parents' attitudes, it was obvious that they want something big for their daughter, a big traditional marriage that will be the talk of the town.
You know, culture could influence parental choice as far as this thing is concerned. There are some cultures where it is not done cheap.
Okay.
And so the parents can just come and say, come and do it anyhow. Because that is what the standard is in society. You know, but again, maybe this is where Erica should come in to plead with the parents to make it a bit affordable for the boy, knowing his financial level standard.
So that means in our own part she had flaws.
Yeah, I would advise ladies. I do that in counseling. Talk to your parents. Daddy, mommy, why not reduce this instead of 10,000? You can make it 3,000.
Exactly.
And the parents will always listen to their daughters because, after all, I can't marry my daughter, so she has to get married.
Yes.
Yeah.
Of course. Let me throw that line again. Let's look at our culture. They say, you know, naturally we institute culture. It is the human being that make culture, just like we make laws. You know,
that's right.
We make laws. So if we see that in our culture, you know, the standards we have put in place, they are kind of inhibiting our children from getting married. You know, we can review these things for Christ's sake and make allowance for everybody. Those who have, those who don't have. There should be an allowance for everyone. There should be a place for everyone. Because, you know, all fingers are not equal for Christ's sake. I know of some cultures where you have to pay and that hinders them a lot. They don't want to go into marriages because of, you know, what is involved. So,
and there are some cultures too, after paying, they give you change.
Of course, now there are some. You know, so why don't we, you know, when we make laws, for instance, you know, in our government, political sector, we review laws here and there and make allowance. So we want to appeal, you know, this culture of a thing when you see that it is bringing hindrance, inhibitions, and making things life difficult for our children. We should be able to, you know, mellow down to say, okay, let's come down to some level, you know, so that we make allowance for everyone. If you have, you can do it as elaborate as you want to. If you don't have, same way. You know, I think that's even in churches we're doing it today. You can see that at times they conduct weddings on Tuesdays, on Thursdays. Two people just come together. They don't have money, and the wedding is done, and you go your way. You don't have it doesn't have to be a bottleneck of a thing. You must do this. You must call the whole world and all that. So when you cannot afford it, you just go secret and do the other way around instead of allowing children to do the wrong thing. Why don't we make allowance?
Viewers, you just heard that. It's necessary that these cultures that stops us from getting what we want in life should be reviewed. After all, one of the attributes of culture is that culture is dynamic. So there should be changes from time to time. Bishop Ufwa, I'm so glad to have you in my program. Thank you, sir, for coming.
My pleasure.
Taking us to Alaba. Thank you very much. This is where we have to draw the curtain for today. Next week we'll have subsequent episodes and we'll discuss more issues. Have a wonderful day. Bye.